What's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions, and welcome to our free live trading session. This is one of the things that I offer maybe once a month for free. I normally only do this exclusively with my Learn Plan Profit group, but again, once a month or maybe once every other month, we host these. So again, I hope that you learn something new. You get a taste of what our Learn Plan Profit group gets to experience literally every single day right at market open. And again, if you want me to continue to make these videos, all I literally ask you to do is to drop a thumbs up and of course consider subscribing so you stay up to date on when we do host them. So TQQQ, oh, there it goes. That's actually my alert. TQQQ right off the bat, up 3% on the day. There is no break of pattern as of right now. Again, one of the questions that I began to ask myself when wanting to either buy more and or sell is direction in my favor? Are we seeing momentum? Is it consistent? The idea is making sure that conditions are favorable for me to have a successful trade. Trading doesn't have to take place every single day, right? If conditions are not favorable, if the market's selling off, if market's choppy, it adds another layer of risk. Your job as a trader is to choose the days that are worth or maybe not worth trading. So let's go ahead, and I already took a couple of positions during the pre-market session. Obviously, well, let me explain because it might not be obvious, right? We were indicating signs of an uptrend. We were making higher highs, higher lows. We kept pulling back a little bit, but every time that we'd pull on back, we'd struggle to actually break below support and actually continue to uptrend. We would pull on back. I actually just sent out a little update to our Learn Plan Profit group, making sure that they are aware of this EMA that is currently acting as a support level. Remember, every indicator such as EMA, moving average, even my RSI and MACD are never perfect. I like to use them as a reference and but never a sole reason on why to take a trade or never a sole reason on why to sell a trade. My biggest focus is asking, are we seeing there to be a break of pattern where TQQQ is no longer indicating signs of an uptrend? It's looking a little bit more on the overbought side. One of the things that I quickly wanted to check out is previous resistance levels, but I feel like I jumped right into it. I want to say what's up to everyone that's joining us today. How are you guys all doing today? I appreciate you guys waking up this early for one of our live sessions. And again, if you guys enjoy this, please make sure, if it's not too much to ask, that you guys drop a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing if you feel like we earned it. So let me go ahead and add more to my position. I'm going to add 250 shares. One of the things that you must understand is that I trade with a specific dollar amount that, again, it's a little bit more than the average person. It should definitely be more than someone that's just getting started. The great thing about trading is that over time, as you gain experience, as you get more confident, you're going to feel more comfortable trading with more money. This is not something that you want to rush. When you begin to trade with more money, more emotions follow. I'm not going to be like other people that's just going to encourage you to just jump into it. Just start trading with whatever amount of money you want. Trade with whatever dollar amount you're okay with losing. There's a lot of steps that you can take to not have to lose an uncontrollable amount of money. We talk about these steps within Learn Plan Profit. I talk about some of these steps within our YouTube videos. It's just a matter of you watching. I have 2,000 videos on YouTube, right? So making sure that you take time to actually watch that. So let's see. So thank you for your effort for the live train every morning and teaching us something new every day, of course. So what's the target for TQQQ today? That's what I'm trying to see. I mean, yesterday we didn't have a horrible day, especially after the market recovery. It looks like we have a very common resistance. I know there's a very common resistance level right around $28. So if we could hit $28, what would that be? Around a 4% gain from where we're at right now? A 5% gain. Yeah, nearly a 6% gain. So that would put us at about 10% on the day. Here it goes, adding another 250 shares. Let's see which way we end up going if we end up pulling on back. What I'm looking for is if we break below EMA, I'm going to have to reduce my position size a little bit, right? So if it's breaking below EMA, that means for some apparent reason it's losing its momentum. It's beginning to no longer show signs of an uptrend, and or it's turning to be a little bit more bearish than it is bullish. So because of that, it's in my best interest to manage my risk or mitigate my risk. And the way that I do that is by reducing the dollar amount that I actually have invested. All right. One of the things that I did want to let you guys know is I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for this discount. It's the biggest sale that we offer. It's $150 off. You do not have to join if you are not ready for it. But if you've been waiting for our biggest discount, this is $150 off our Learn Plan Profit 2.0. And it's all inclusive. It's a one-time payment. I just posted the link. It's either the second link in the description, the first link. I apologize. You guys can refresh your screen, and it's the first link in the description of this video, or I just actually pinned it in the live chat. So if you see the little live chat, you should see my pinned post, and it's a $150 off coupon, and it's going to be active for the next 24 hours. So just wanted to make sure that you are aware of that. Remember, it's lifetime access, it's a one-time payment, and you get access to all the updates and everything that's included. The A to Z course, daily live trading, private group chat, and yes, the TechBuds HQ. Alrighty. Here it goes. I mean, there's no reason to not add more. It's still indicating signs of an uptrend. So I'll continue to add. If anything, I'm going to increase my position size in the way that I'm adding. I'm going to add an additional 500, which is about $13,000. So 2666. I want to see specific milestones that I'm working towards, right? Where is it at? 26. So we're around that same general area. So we have to be pretty careful here. Right around 2650, there's a previous resistance range, and this one was pretty, and then around $27, obviously something that we're going to have to look out for. So here it goes. Might be pulling back. Yep, 2650. So are we making higher highs? Question to ask myself. Are we making higher highs? Here we go. Alrighty. We are definitely not breaking our pattern, so that's good. Here it goes, pulling back a bit. Let's see if we actually retrace back to the moving to the EMA. So what about the PPI report? The PPI report was released yesterday. So this was the PPI report. This was released yesterday, 1 hour before the market opens, and we actually live streamed it on our channel. So I don't know if you happened to miss it, but yeah, it definitely was released yesterday. So PPI 1.1% came in at worse than expected. I think expectation was set at 0.8. But based off of an article I read, the series of conditions or factors that were said in that PPI report, market just did not react in that aggressive of a negative way. So I think that's why we saw ourselves kind of struggle in the beginning, right? Where the market was selling off and then the market began to recover. Very similar to almost the CPI data, but obviously a more drastic reaction right when that report came out. So one of the things that I want to point out is, I mean, it's still not indicating signs of a recovery, but do you see how it is almost struggling to pull on back? When TQQQ almost struggles to pull on back, or not just TQQQ, when any stock almost struggles to pull on back and then it quickly recovers, that tends to show strong signs of an overall uptrend. And there it goes. It's actually beginning to pull back now. So this is something that I'm going to have to watch pretty carefully. So here it goes. We're tracing back to that EMA range. So now I'm going to have to see, are we going to hold above the EMA? Are we going to test it just like we did last time, right? Something pulling back should never scare you. Pullbacks are part of the game. Pullbacks are part of the process. The idea is if it breaks below the EMA and or if it begins to make lower lows and lower highs below the EMA, then at that point, yeah, it is beginning to show signs of a potential change of direction. So until as long as we're above EMA, again, still showing strong signs of it remaining bullish. So yeah, so today's retail release, it was 1 hour before the market opened. So the Empire State Manufacturing came out at 11.1%. Expectation was negative 0.9. So we came out better than expected. And then retail sales, that was kind of like the big report that we were all looking for. Came out 1%, expectation at 0.8, better than expected. 1% versus 0.6, again, better than expected. So again, these reports are coming in better than expected. So this is why we are seeing the markets so much in the green. I mean, everything from Tesla now trading at $700, right? Just 1 or 2 days ago, it was trading at, what was it? 600, pretty much 700, but it did hit lows of sub 700 for a little bit, right? We have our Amazon. I remember Amazon trading at 106, 108. And then now it's trading at 113. So great to see it actually beginning to indicate signs of an uptrend. So, did we pull on back? Let's see. There it goes, beginning to show some signs of a support. Nope, there it goes, getting rejected. Here it goes. Do you guys see that it's beginning to validate it? We got the green candle beginning to show signs of a support. This is not confirmation, so please be aware. I mean, we could still break below. And even with confirmation, right? The idea of waiting for confirmation of a reversal or to establish a support is just to be a little bit more selective with your trade so you don't waste it, right? How many times have you bought the dip on something and then you buy it and then it continues to dip? The idea is to filter out those simple mistakes. Your job is not to be perfect. Your job is just to get a little bit better each time. And here it goes. It's actually beginning to test EMA. We're going to have to transition this. Let's see. Let's give it a chance, right? So we don't want to, I personally do not like to exit out of a trade right away. I like to give it some wiggle room, some cushion to see if it could actually hold. And then, if we indicate signs of a reversal, then again, that's when I can really begin to step on the gas, meaning adding more to my position size, a little bit more aggressive. Here we go, testing. So looking at the inverse ETF, we'll pop this one up. So this is SQQQ. So this one goes up when the market goes down, but again, we're paying attention to this one right now. So again, this one's showing up. Let's see which way we head. So this is why I always talk about, and again, this is one of my things, but it doesn't matter if the market's bullish. It doesn't matter if the market's bearish. You always have a side to trade. All you have to ask yourself are conditions favorable. If conditions are favorable in the sense that direction is clear, momentum is clear, and what's it called? Momentum, direction, and consistency, right? If those things are present, then it makes it easier. It's still not easy, but it makes it easier for you to be able to understand when to exit, when to enter, all that good stuff, right? You just want to make conditions as favorable for you as a trader. One of the analogies that I like to give to our Learn Plan Profit traders is the idea of imagine yourself as a strong swimmer, but imagine that you are 1 mile off of shore, right? If your goal is to make it back to shore, how much easier would it be if the current is going with you, right? Is it still possible for you not to make it to shore? Of course, anything can happen, but at least you're putting yourself in a condition where, direction is in your favor. Now, there's times where the current can be against you. Now imagine swimming against that. Is it impossible for you to get to shore? No, but it's definitely going to be so much more risky and so much more challenging. So again, a simple question to always ask yourself before you take a trade is, are conditions in your favor to make it easier on yourself to trade? And especially when you're just getting started, one of the things that I always like to encourage beginner traders is you should be selective. You should be very, picky with what you choose to take advantage of, right? So Ricky, can you please let me know what your sell price? I mean, yeah, I might have there's no target that I have of 28. Sure, 28 is a previous resistance level for TQQQ. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. I mean, 26.66 can be the overall peak of the day. I trade when there's a break of pattern. I exit when there's a break of pattern. So therefore, if this thing begins to sell off and we begin to see, changes of direction or an overall reversal, then guess what? I will reduce my position size on TQQQ, and that's pretty much it for that. So setting up a price target that I set up for myself, I mean, sure, it's cool to have a goal. So you have something in place of like, this is what I'm working towards. But you need to understand that, again, I like to let the charts do the talking. Here it goes. Nice little gap up on SQQQ. See if we actually hold above the moving average. It's a pretty big red candle that we just experienced. So we did break below EMA. We are still trading above the moving average. We have SQQQ still trading below the moving average. The moving average, the way that I use it, is a little bit more of a better indicator to tell true direction. I don't know if you guys have ever felt, but the EMA sometimes, can move around a lot quicker, right? Especially if your length is even shorter. With moving average, again, it's a little better of an indicator because it moves a little bit slower. So it takes time for it to identify if something's going up or something going down. So, and as of right now, we're still trading above it. Moving average is still pointing up. Moving average on SQQQ is still pointing down, but again, this could always change. We could shoot up, we can begin to make higher highs, and then the moving average will follow after a period of time. So let's see what we have here. Have you tried trading future contracts? I do not. I do not trade futures, and I also don't trade options. All right. We have over 2,000 people here. You guys always ask us to host a live trading, and we only have 300 likes. I'm offended. Can't believe it. I thought you guys enjoyed these sessions. No? Should we not host them anymore? No more? There it goes. Jumped up to 400. I think we could hit 1,000 easy, but maybe that's just me. That's just my hope. Be careful with this. Here we go. But no, I really do appreciate you guys. Smash that like button. I like it. I really do appreciate you guys joining me. It's a Friday. It's an early morning. I get it. But this is what we do. This is what we do Monday through Friday. Some days are very exciting. Some days are slow. But again, my job is to show up every single day. So if you show up, I'm here to assist you. And that's a question that we get pretty often is like, do you have access to our live trading sessions? If you join my Learn Plan Profit group every day, you have access to it. If you don't tune in live, you can watch it later. And you have access to all the previous live trading sessions that I've ever hosted. So dating back since 2018, you can go back and watch any live trading session. So if you have the time, you can watch them. If you don't have to tune on in. It's just always there if you need it, right? If you want it. So just want to make sure that we clear that up. There we go. 1,000 likes. I appreciate you guys. I like it. I like it. Yeah, Friday afternoon, relaxing in Spain. Love it. You have to send me some photos of you chilling in Spain, maybe taking a couple of trades. I'd love to post you on Instagram. That'd be pretty dope. Let's make it 2,000 likes. Yeah, let's do it. Just kidding. So Apple is on a downtrend. Yeah, so let's go ahead and check that out. Apple, as of right now, they should have pretty similar patterns. Yeah, so nice little push up to highs of 150, right? 150, now pulling on back. Oh, huge gap up on SQQQ. So what's going on here? So Apple is beginning to drop. Let's see where Tesla's at. Pretty significant pullback. This one's following TQQQ a little bit closer. So my question is, what is going on with Apple? Because I feel like this one's a little bit more dramatic. And they're all following a very similar pattern. Consumer sentiment is at 10 a.m. Yep, it should be in about 9 minutes, right? Because it's 10 a.m. Eastern time. So I think that we should stay live beyond 30 minutes. What do you guys think? Because we're about to hit our 30-minute mark. It goes by pretty quick, huh? Can you guys believe it's almost already 30 minutes? Stay live. Alrighty. Here it goes. We are testing EMA here, or moving average. Want to see where Apple's at. Still making lower lows and lower highs. So this is not a good sign because Apple has a lot of influence to overall markets. Because of Apple's market cap, it's obviously really big, right? And because it's dropping very aggressively, if it continues to drop, and if this is the reason that the rest of the market is dropping, then of course it can have even more of a negative influence to those specific areas. So semi alert there, and there it goes. It's dropping. It looks like we're right about to test our support at the EMA. Let's check this out. 3%. Moving up very nice for SQQQ. Right, so you can see how they mirror one another. All right. Here it goes, testing EMA, testing moving average. Let's see if we actually get rejected here. That's hilarious. All right. Test one more time to see if we actually begin to show signs of a support here, right? So it's beginning to try to show signs of a support, but one of the things that we are seeing right now are these lower highs and lower lows. So watch for the break below the moving average. So this is pretty much going to be, in my opinion, a critical point. If we break below the moving average, this is where we could see a change of direction. And this is where a stock can go from being green on the day to potentially red, where it gives back pretty much everything it gained, right? Something that you always have to take into consideration. And if we do break below the moving average, then I'm going to have to reduce my position size. So that's just something that, again, you can look forward to if we actually end up breaking below. So I can get that order ready if we actually end up breaking below. So I'll have 1,500 shares. Again, one of the things that we always talk about is my job as a trader is not to be perfect. My job is to try to make sense of our trades. Obviously, everything went very well during the pre-market session. But as soon as the market opened, a couple minutes into it, there's a change of direction and this stuff happens, right? So I'm glad that we reduced position size a little bit, and there it goes. We have a really big green candle. It is validating as of now. That's what it looks like. We are validating the moving average as a potential resistance level for SQQQ and a potential support level for TQQQ. So I am going long as of right now. So I'm long on TQQQ. What time frame are you using? As of right now, I am using the 1 minute time frame. Another useful time frame for intraday patterns could be the 5 minute. So if you've ever looked at the 5 minute, if you've never looked at the 5 minute, I'd encourage you to just cross-reference it and see if you see something on the 5 minute that you don't on the 1 minute. So we can sell off incoming. All right, well, it looks like we got 4 minutes until that consumer report, so we'll see if there's a quick change of direction. Ricky, do you hold anything through the weekend? I don't hold any day trading shares, but I have positions. Like I have 5,500 shares in TQQQ that I will not sell. It doesn't matter if the market is up. It doesn't matter if the market is down. Those are shares that I bought in the $20 to $30 range for TQQQ that I want to hold until it returns back to $70, $80, $90 a share. I'm comfortable with holding 5,500 shares. That is my smaller position size. Same thing with Tesla. I have about 180 shares of Tesla that I'm comfortable with holding. Same thing with Amazon, same thing with Apple. They're positions that regardless if the market is in the green or in the red, I bought at a decent price point in my opinion, and I do not need it to recover anytime soon. My intention with those are different. But then I buy with day trading shares, and I really just day trade TQQQ and very rarely SQQQ, right? With that being said, I will not be holding any of my day trading shares overnight. So the only shares that I hold overnight are my 5,500 shares. What moving average are you using? So my moving average is set at a length of 200. Friendly reminder, just because I have my moving average length set at that does not mean that you need to. That's just my preference. So it's up to you on how you intend to, trade. If you think that the 200-day moving average is valid, then great. Some people use 180. Some people can use 250. Right? It's all dependent on what it is that you see the most valid. So this is going to be a pretty significant point because we have not been able to break above previous highs. And if we get rejected here, then that's not a good sign for TQQQ. But if we do hold up here and then we break above EMA, this would be a really good sign for TQQQ and a bad sign for SQQQ, where we can break below EMA and then drop right back down. And this means that TQQQ has the potential to recover. No, it's all in the same account. I just hold the number of shares. So if you're part of my Learn Plan Profit group, if you've been there for a while, I talk to them about it every single time. 5,500 shares are shares that I'm always just holding, and then I will buy an additional 5,000 to 10,000 shares, and those are the ones I trade with. And then I just sell 5,000 to 10,000 shares, and I'm left with 5,500. Does this affect my average purchase price? Yes, it does, but I don't care. I understand what I got those at, and that's what is, of value to me. That's what I care about. I don't care about anything else. So yeah, I use the Webull platform. So if you want the link for the Webull platform, just feel free to send me a message via Discord, and I'll send you the link. So I think the second link in the description of this video is our free Discord. So if you haven't even joined, and if you have questions about getting started, I hope that you know that you're never going to bother me by asking me questions. So if you have a question, the only way that I can assist you is if you ask me. So feel free to message me via Discord. And again, second link in the description of this video. If you don't see it, refresh your screen, and it's that second link down below. All right. What platform do you think is good in Europe? We have a brokerage list. There it goes. Huge gap up. There it goes. Consumer data report is now out. Check this out. Let's see where we're at. Where are we at? Where are we at? Still hasn't. There we go. That's what I like to see. I'm going to reduce position size. Again, one of the things that I'm never afraid to do is lock in profits. All right. Sold a couple of shares. Here it goes, gapping down. And if it gaps right back down, then guess what I can do? I can buy more shares. The decay wouldn't matter. Yeah, I think someone asked, doesn't TQQQ decay over time? TQQQ, just like most of the market, is bullish. So, I mean, look at the past 5 years of TQQQ. Yes, I'm sure it does decay. I'm sure there is a discrepancy in there that it's not exact based off of the NASDAQ growth, right? But if you go from 3 years ago and you go where it was at all-time highs, you'll see that, I mean, the growth is insane. And that's what's most important to me. So it looks like we are testing that same resistance level again. Just because I sell doesn't mean that you need to. And it looks like my camera just overheated. So let me go ahead and recapture that. I do apologize. Just give me 5 seconds and I should be able to reinstall another one. There it goes. So it's unfortunate, but my good camera overheats pretty often. So still an issue that I need to figure out. But there we go. All right. There it goes. We got business inventories, 1.4%, beating expectation at 1.2%. University of Michigan consumer sentiment is at 51.1, and the expectation was at 49.4. The prior was 50. So we are seeing a nice steady increase, which of course is a step in the right direction. It's not amazing, it's nothing perfect, but again, a step in the right direction. And you can see that these are the ones that had a little bit more of an impact on the overall market, including that retail sales report that was already released. So it looks like most reports are already out. And guess what? This is, and again, I'm telling you this as someone that's in TQQQ. So there's no benefit. And this is one thing that you always see about myself, is that my focus is always to look out for our beginner traders, regardless if it's in my benefit or not. Even with all of these reports coming out, and even though that they came out better than expected, you could see that we are struggling to break above 2670. Even with this huge push up, we struggle to break above 2670. My job here is to remind you to be proactive. Even with news, even with these reports, we're struggling to break above that resistance level. That means that it's a strong resistance level. So then, therefore, you need to make a decision. If your intention was to day trade TQQQ, then you need to understand that that is a critical level as of right now, where yes, we might be able to break above, but it's showing to be very strong. So if you choose to reduce your position size near that resistance level, I would never see that to be a bad thing. And again, you selling at TQQQ would not be in my benefit because I'm still holding my shares. But I want to look out for the beginner trader. I want you to be aware of what's going on and why we continue to get rejected within the same range. I don't want you to be like, ah, man, you see, it actually got rejected there twice. I should have done a better job being aware of that and then selling. No, it's the whole point of these live sessions. It's for me to make you aware of things that might not be second nature for you because you're a little bit newer. But guess what? By working on this every single day, my goal with that is I hope that you become a little bit more proactive with your ability to be able to identify these support and resistance levels, and be a little bit more in tune with the market. So, of course, I just want to make sure that you guys are aware, right? There's no benefit for me to be encouraging anyone to lock in profits on something that I'm still deciding to hold. But again, my job is to look out for the beginner traders, and I hope that you understand that, right? I'm going to start buying 500 here. Just buy a couple of shares. See if it looks like we're still getting rejected. Yeah. All right. And one of the things that you see is, I think someone asked of like, Ricky, why are you hiding your position? Obviously, you're probably not part of my Learn Plan Profit group. One of the things that I talk about pretty often is we called it the blind trading challenge. How many of you guys remember that? Do you guys remember the blind trading challenge? Let me ask you a question. How many times have you guys been trading, and by being able to see how much you're up or how much you're down, it influences your decision making? Oh my God, I'm almost at $100. I should wait a little bit. I shouldn't sell just yet. And then guess what happens? You go from green to red. You're like, oh my God, I should have just sold. Or, hey, I'm in the red. My God, I'm in the red so much. I don't know what to do right now. Sometimes looking at your P&L blinds you. It overwhelms you. I can't speak for you, but all I'm here to speak on is my behalf. And I know that I am more influenced by understanding how much I'm up or down. So because of that, to help aid that, I cover it. And I can peek at it anytime I want, right? I can look, oh, how much am I up? Oh yeah, 15,000. Cool. I'm up 15,000 on the day. Dope. But I don't want to be staring at that, because if I make 16,000, then all I have in my mind is I want to make more than 16,000, or I made 16,000. You get what I mean? Again, it's people continue to ask, like, what's the value of joining these live sessions? What's the value of joining Learn Plan Profit? Let me ask you a question only you can answer. It's, would these live trading sessions, would having access to me to something like this every single day as you're just getting started be of value for you? If you have a question, to have someone to ask. That's the value behind Learn Plan Profit. And to go above and beyond, we started our TechBuds HQ, which is exclusive to Learn Plan Profit members. We're doing things that most people are not. Why? Because my job is to try to provide the most value that I possibly can. If everything it is that I still provide still is not of value enough, then guess what? I'm not here to convince you. You're an adult. You make a decision on who you choose to work with. And I embrace that. Work with whoever you think you would work best with. My job here is just to provide the most value so that when someone is just getting started, that I try to the best of my ability to help build that foundation that they can build off of. That's the value behind what I see of my job to be. My job will never be to tell you where to buy. My job will never be to tell you where to sell, because I will not do that. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to assist you. I'm here to hope to work with you to make you a problem solver, right? We are presented challenges every single day in the stock market. That's all they are. They're challenges. Your job is to overcome these challenges and to know which ones are worth overcoming. Simple. So again, when thinking, should I take advantage of this $150 off sale? Remember, first link in the description, and or it should be pinned, $150 off in the live chat. It's our biggest sale. If you've been waiting for our biggest sale, then that's what we offer. $150 off. It's lifetime access. It's all inclusive. A to Z course, daily live trading, private group chat, and access to the TechBuds HQ. If I update the course just like I did earlier this month, you get access to all the updates. There's no yearly subscription. There's no monthly subscription. The same people that signed up back in 2018 have access to everything that we continue to add moving forward. So again, just want to make sure that that's super clear. Man just bought more shares during a motivational speech. You cracked me up. I'm trying to see if we're going to begin to pick back up. SQQQ looks pretty strong here. So again, I want to be careful. I want to be careful that just in case it does push up and then it gets rejected again, that I have enough shares or enough money to buy at these lower levels, that I stay well balanced enough. That's always something that I'm thinking of is, yeah, it would be nice to buy here to sell here, but what if it drops here, right? Yeah, so I believe today is the Google split. You think that's what's going on with the big moves on stocks? No, it's the series of reports. I think the market's now kind of fed up with all these stock splits that these bigger companies are doing. As soon as GME announced its stock split, I think it lost its like validity of why companies do it. As soon as you have a company like GME, which is a worthless company, do something that Apple, Tesla, Amazon, all these different, multi-billion or multi-trillion dollar companies are doing, it just ruins it for everyone else. And I think that as soon as we see GME do it, we're going to see a bunch of other wannabe, stocks follow in the same footstep. So wanting to buy some stocks long-term, when can I get started? So that's probably the biggest focus. I mean, because trading as of right now, especially as market conditions are still a little bit more on the choppy side, investing it's kind of like the positions that I talked about, right? I bought for a long-term position Amazon. I bought for a long-term play Tesla. I bought for a long-term play Meta. I bought some Apple. The idea with those is I found them to be so cheap and such a good deal. It's not that I'm buying them at the lowest price point, but again, my job is not to be perfect. But if I look at Amazon, one of the most valuable companies, can we all agree that, Amazon isn't going anywhere? From where it's at right now, if it just recovers to previous all-time highs, that's a 67% return. Imagine that. Imagine being able to make 67% return on one high-quality stock. That is the market that we are in right now. So I think the worst thing that you can do is not prepare. You don't need to trade with me every day. But there's a series of things that we are putting in place that is allowing traders and investors to prepare for when the market does recover, that you're able to reap the benefit. I think that's the worst thing that you can do, that you know that there's an opportunity, but you do nothing to take advantage of it. You just sit on your hands. So it's asking yourself the question, is that opportunity and potentially being able to make that return something worth learning more about? If it is yes, then yes. If it's not, then again, I'm never here. One of the things that I always say to my team is, if when we come up with new ideas, new videos and stuff like that, we have a meeting every single Monday. And one of the things that I love to remind them is, my job on YouTube, my job on social media, my job as a whole is never to convince someone that they need to learn how to trade. I offer what I offer, I do what I do, and I do it with a smile because I enjoy it. I enjoy the challenges that I'm presented every single day. But I understand that the stock market is challenging, and I understand that it's not for everyone. And if you feel that I need to convince you, I already feel like at that point, you're just set up to lose. Because if you don't want it yourself, this market is challenging just like any other market, just like starting a business, just like anything. You need to want it more than anything else to be able to overcome these challenges that you are going to encounter. And it is going to be tough. It is going to be difficult. And you're going to get discouraged. But again, one thing that we see a lot of our new traders and existing traders always look forward to are Mondays. Do you have that same reaction right now? Why do people not really look forward to Mondays normally? Because they have to go back to work, right? It's a very common habit or trend in the United States because people hate what they do. I can say this very confidently. I would say about 90% of people within Learn, Plan, Profit always look forward to Mondays. When it's a 3-day weekend, I see And I see it in the live chat where I see people in our chat room post that Pablo Escobar meme of like just sitting in different locations, bored, waiting for the market to open. Imagine living a life where you look forward to working, where you look forward to doing what it is that you do. I think that's what it's about. And if you do not have that excitement about the stock market, then I would encourage you to reconsider before you jump in. It should be something that you want to learn more about. I think that would add a layer of, or an edge to do better in this market because you actually enjoy what you're doing. I don't want you to focus on the money part. You need to focus on what's important when you're just getting started. And that's learning how to trade. And it takes time. So Ricky, is Shopify a good long-term buy? It's super oversold, but it's also super bearish. If I remember correctly, it has been selling off for a very long time. And yeah, so one of the things that I like to remind our Learn Plan Profit traders is do not play against direction, especially when something that is aggressively selling off like this beyond normal trading conditions, where this thing is not indicating signs of an uptrend by any means. It's still selling off. Ask yourself a simple question. Are you missing out by not being invested? No, you're probably saving money because if you were invested, you'd be losing money. So again, put yourself in a position to succeed. Set alerts, there's nothing wrong with that. And if it begins to trade above a specific level, then great, you can revisit it and maybe choose to trade it or invest in it. But until then, allow the sucker to bleed because the more it bleeds, the more it sells off, the cheaper price you can get it for. Your job is not to predict the bottom of something. Your job is just to prepare for its recovery so you're able to take action. Create that plan, set those alerts, and follow up on a consistent basis. Do what most people don't do, and that's the simple things. Alrighty. We're at that 45-minute mark. Let's see where we're at here. Looks like we're pretty much just trading sideways. That resistance is still very prominent. I wish that today was a little bit better in the sense that I wish that it was obviously a little bit more of a bullish day and or bearish, right? Something a little bit more significant where we see more consistency. But again, our job as traders is just to try to make sense of what the market gives us, and every day is not a day worth trading. So, I mean, today is a good day because we did do a really good job during the pre-market session gapping up. The reports have been bullish, which again is better than expected, but we have that very, very strong resistance level at around the $26.70 to around $27 a share for TQQQ. And it is what it is. One thing I've learned is when I see something that strong of a resistance, it's probably best for me to reduce my position size pretty heavily up here and maybe just get ready for, even if it does break above, I can always jump back in, right? But anytime that there's a very strong resistance because the market's been selling off for, nearly 7 months, it's just take a hint, right? Never be afraid to play it safe, especially with current market conditions. But looks like we're building a nice little bull flag. Nice ascending support. We're going to be testing this resistance at 26.50. Alrighty. So what platform do you think is good in Europe? So I've heard Interactive Brokers is a useful platform in Europe. I have friends in Europe that use it, so look into it. I cannot speak from experience with that. I don't live in Europe, but I've heard good things about Interactive Brokers. I would be careful with using offshore brokerage accounts where the site looks a little sketchy or something like that. Again, if you're dealing with a lot of money, if you're putting money into the market, do your due diligence. And again, if you have questions about the platform that you're about to use, message me via Discord. I cannot assist you if you don't message me, right? I don't know how to connect with you if you don't reach out. So second link down below is our free Discord, and that's if you're not part of Learn Plan Profit. If you're part of Learn Plan Profit, we always prioritize you first, so you can just feel free to message me via Discord through our private LPP group chat. So Mahalo from Hawaii, Ricky. Your instructions rock. I'm new to trading for about 1 month, but I can't wait to get up to at 3 a.m. and start my work day. I like that. It's rough, right? It's rough. I can't even imagine doing that on a consistent basis. I mean, I remember visiting Hawaii, and it was a challenge. So I congratulate you in being able to wake up, that early and that motivated. So I love that. Happy to have you as a part of the team. IBKR is good. Interactive brokers is good. I like that. Okay. Look at that. Same resistance level. Do you guys see that? Same resistance range. It's never perfect. I mean, we hit highs of around 26.66 here, but it looks like the resistance at 26.50, 26.70 is still pretty prominent. And we have that support here for SQQQ. So I'm just going to go back to the single screen, and we're going to wrap things up here so there's no reason to overcomplicate it. I'm going to set my alert here because if we do break above 26.50, I'm just going to reduce my position size and pretty much sell all of my day trading shares. I'm just over it. My job is to be efficient with my time, and if I see that the market begins to trade sideways for too long and we're not making progress, then again, if we're not making progress, my job is not to stay invested in something if we're not doing anything, especially if my intention is to day trade with those shares. So this is where you'll see me reduce position size very quickly, and I'll just move on with my day. Even if it does end up going up 2-3 hours from now, again, I just need to make sure that my time in the market is efficient and effective. Anytime that you open a position, you're opening yourself to risk. So if you don't close that position, then again, you're opening yourself to risk. It's not always just rainbows and butterflies when you're trading in the market, especially with current market conditions. It's challenging, and your job is to be selective with the opportunities you choose to take advantage of. So is LPP a subscription or a one-time fee? It's a one-time payment, lifetime access. There's no subscription, there's no yearly fee. It's one-time payment, lifetime access. And again, it's $150 off today. So it's either the first link in the description of this video, you guys can refresh it if you don't see it, or it's actually pinned in the live chat. So I'm going to close out today's live stream. I really do appreciate it. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. So 14K on the day. As you guys can see here, I'm going to reduce my position size pretty aggressively back down to 5,500 shares. And that's either going to be at a break of pattern and or if we break above $26.50, then that's when you should be able to see that change of direction. One of the last things that I do want to remind you is, again, if you have any questions about joining my Learn Plan Profit team, even before you end up signing up, feel free to message me via Discord, second link, or feel free to message me via Instagram, third link. Friendly reminder, I am now verified on Instagram. All the other Instagram accounts are fake. The only real Instagram account is linked down below, and now it's verified. So please understand that I have no other account. All the other ones are fake. I have no crypto fund, no Forex fund. I don't use WhatsApp. Please understand that. The last thing that I want to remind you is our TechBuds staycation. Fourth link down below is shoptechbuds.com. We're doing an all expenses paid. We're going to be selecting 3 winners, flying 3 people out to the Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. I'm going to be picking you guys up, sending you guys up at one of our Airbnbs right next to the TechBuds HQ. And then for the 3 days, you're going to be hanging out with me and the team and the different activities that we have planned. This 3-day staycation is going to be from August 23rd to August 25th. The giveaway ends on August 7th, so we give you about 2.5 weeks in advance that if you have to let your work know or whatever the case might be, you have time to do so. If you want to enter, it's super easy. Shoptechbuds.com if you've already been waiting to buy something. If it's wall art, if it's mouse pads, we just did a full restock. If it's the day trader art, it could be flags, it could be accessories, it could be apparel. For every $1 you spend, you get entered 5 times automatically. So if you buy a mouse pad, you get entered 150 times, right? You guys understand? Shoptechbuds.com. Please don't overcomplicate it. Don't buy something you don't actually want. I'm not here to encourage you to buy something that you don't even want. If you wanted a new mouse pad, if you wanted new wall art, if you wanted new apparel that said something trading related, then again, we have it at shoptechbuds.com. You automatically get entered towards the giveaway, and the giveaway winner will be announced the day after it ends, which is August 7th. So I appreciate your guys' time. Again, that's that 4th link down below. If you guys have any questions about that, you guys know how to message me. And I would really love to host another one of these free live trading sessions. It looks like we got to 1,400 likes. I guess if we get over 2,000 likes, then maybe we can talk about, hosting another one pretty soon. So I really do appreciate you guys' time. If you're part of Learn Plan Profit, I'll see you guys in the main chat room. Wish you guys an amazing weekend. Stay safe, stay blessed. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year